Before we get down into that, how long was it between your like low point of being like, oh, the government's not going to give me unemployment to, uh, because that's what we call it here. Uh, I've been there. How long between that and when you got that contract from the 5,000 one?
I would probably say maybe roughly speaking about a year. I think maybe a little bit longer. I think it was probably about that. Um,
How did you kind of stumble through that year? Because I know that that's the we've had people on the show before who've gotten to that do or die point of like Jeremy Tao talked about this a little bit, where you're like it's all or nothing. I'm in now, right?
yeah, yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
so what was that year like, or what did you do during that time to try to drum up business or get this off the ground?
Yeah, so I think for that year, it was the first thing was it was switching to business side of things, but also remaining open to working with a few bands and musicians that had kind of known for a while. They'd pop in and out, um, and then I think just having that kind of broad kind of offering of anything to do with audio in a business to business space, I would I would effectively say I could do it and offer it. Um, and then it was sort of to drum up that business. It was a case of mostly doing a bit of kind of cold emailing, I think, which is something we still do today. Which I know is some people like squirm at the thought of it, or it can be a it can be a bit kind of taboo almost. But you know, I think when you get to that kind of all or nothing stage, you're kind of prepared to sort of sit in the evenings or in the mornings and kind of just do that kind of boring stuff that needs to be done, and just researching on Google, and in fact doing a lot of cold calling even at that point in time. I remember just picking up the phone and phoning animation studios and stuff like that, um, and just kind of doing what I could, uh, and I think having a kind of strategic approach to it, kind of looking back, I think it was a lot of these kind of little 1 hour voiceover bookings, which I mean, you guys will know. Back then, it was a studio. They would book a studio and bring the actor in, stuff like that, or we were helping to cast it. And so, in Glasgow, there's a lot of kind of creative agencies and sort of small sort of marketing agencies, and at the time, web content like little explainer videos and stuff was really popular. So kind of doing that local networking thing was working quite well, and we started to become known as the place to go if you were a creative agency needing to a voiceover for like a corporate animation or something like that. And very kind of quickly became the kind of go-to person for these types of small businesses. And by no means it was making loads of money, but it was ticking over and paying the bills really. So yeah, I think that was probably the approach that kind of got through that first year.